Bart goes to the police. Amanda and Vogel arrive in Bergsberg, and the prophecy is finally revealed. Mostly. Some of it. I mean, the general idea of it. It's Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Season 2, Episode 3. 2 Broken Fingers. Do you know Ken? Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. So yes, of course, spoilers, that's what we do in reviews. Alright, so another excellent, hilarious, weird, freaky, invigorating, laugh out loud, funny episode this week. And we get a lot of story moving forward, and we get a really important reveal, which might open up a lot of ideas here with the whole prophecy thing. So let's jump right into that. Of course, we have Panto Trost arriving in Bergsberg. Well, he arrived last week, got hit by Suzie's kid's car. But discovered this week by Tina and Farah, who are, kind of bonding in an odd and interesting way. Great little bit there. I love the little fight there with Panto Trost. I love the gymnastics. I love the yo-yo bit. That was awesome. Yo-yos used to be used as a weapon, right? No, they weren't. That was just a commercial. But I did one of those actually years ago. I'll throw it on the links later on. Anyway, just a great bit, fun, and really this gets Panto into the jail, which gives us to our wonderful reveal kind of at the end of the episode, but it lightens up a whole lot of what was happening beforehand. And that is the prophecy that we finally get to hear more of. Before it was find Dirk gently, find the boy. Not a whole lot of information there. Here a little bit more fleshed out, though not a lot of specifics, as prophecies tend to go. But we do have, of course, the evil wizard finding their apprentice. And that, of course, is referring to Mage, who is here in the world, who I thought was recruiting, and I guess in a sense is, but is looking for an apprentice. And considering the run-in that he had with Suzie, my assumption is right there is that he's looking for an apprentice, but doesn't know who that apprentice is. Perhaps that's why he had his goons with the book and everything to see if he could find anyone that could wield the magic. I loved his cool little battle wand there that he can't easily drop. It's like a gun and a wand. Looked awesome. But really we get the back and forth between him and Suzie as Mage is trying to retrieve his wand, and Suzie having no intention on letting that go, considering how much it has improved her life in her mind. Probably not to the people around her, certainly. But when we did have that back and forth, I think we have Suzie showing her strength, not giving up the wand. And I think that's why Mage was sort of, surprised to see her. Not angry, but giddily happy and amazed that it's her. So I think that opens things up. We now have Mage finding his apprentice. Obviously, we have to have a little conversation between the two of them. But Suzie does certainly seem to be one that would lean in that direction, considering what she did with her husband, the dog, and now her old high school friends. Which was, again, another bit of an interesting reveal right there. And that is the accident that has shaped Suzie, or did shape Suzie. Thought it was a while ago, I guess a lot more recent from the conversation with the book club there. She has been holed up in her place for 4 years, so I'm assuming that's when the accident happened. The accident being a car accident, and she was on Xanax, driving the carpool with the kids in it. So yeah, probably that damage to her, making her meek and wounded and kind of cutting her knees out from underneath her, so to speak, calming her down, certainly making many more of her friends, ex-friends. They don't seem very friendly. Seem very mean, actually, back and forth there. But that seems to be what has shaped her life. So it's a more recent incident than I had suspected, but still, obviously she has paid the price, doing a lot of damage to relationships, friends, sleeping around, causing accidents, just general troublemaking, which does make her a perfect apprentice for an evil wizard such as Mage. Now that's the bad part of the prophecy, when the evil wizard finds the apprentice and they can't be stopped and bad things happen, blah, 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 blah. But to counter that, Panto Trost, Lord Prince of the Valley of Inglenook, the land of Wendimore. Sorry, I just love the whole name. Also, Inglenook to me is a winery. It's cheap box wine. That was when I was a kid. Just made me laugh when they said that. Anyway, he comes with the counter, which is, of course, find Dirk gently and find the boy. The man will find the boy. The man, of course, being Dirk gently. The only real bit of specifics that he has. But he does throw out a couple of other interesting things. One talks about the dreamer who opens the door to the one that can see all, who opens the door to the dream. Which kind of sounds like Amanda. Because she is the one that sees all, that has the visions, opens the door to the dream through finding that. So, and that is someone who is at least connected to Dirk. And considering at the end of the episode how she seems to have gotten sent over to Wendimore, that seems to be part of the connection. So I'm curious if Amanda might be filling in that role. But how did she get there? Well, she got there through water, which is the same way that Panto Trost got here, through the Lake of the Empty Throne, or the Pond of the Empty Throne, which is also how Dirk got out of Blackwing. And that was because of Mona Wilding, the shapeshifter. But I'm curious, because Mona is also the one that sent him to find the boy. And I believe it was Watu Watnasi, the forest witch, who sent Panto. Keeping all these names it just all got to me, so I'm trying to get them all in my head. Who sent Panto over to here through the lake. So all of these seems to be transported through lake. Is Mona Wati Watnasi? Is she the forest witch? Which would be useful for a shapeshifter. And again, because she was able to send Dirk through the water out of Blackwing, and of course that's how we have travel back and forth from Wendimore. And she was the one that sends Dirk on the mission. Curious if that is Mona's place in this. It would explain, again, all of this transport and Dirk's connection to it. So yeah, anyway, not a lot of specifics given with this specifically, except for the whole Dirk gently bit, and I love the back and forth where Dirk's like, quick question, who are all of these people? We can at least fill in some of them. Evil wizard is Mage, the apprentice is going to be Suzie, she who sees all that opens door in a dream, that's it. That, I'm guessing, is going to be Amanda. Dirk is, of course, Dirk. We still have to find out who the boy is and why all of this ends up saving Wendimore. Now, there is the one last little bit where they talk about the great weapon. And when we have the opening of Panto's father and sister and him giving up thinking Panto was dead and diving up with Mage's knights with the square-shaped helmets. God, I love the artwork in this. Really is. I mean, it's so childlike there. That's got to be a connection with the boy as someone who made the world. It's just, again, it seems like that. Scissor swords, yo-yo battles, square knight heads. I mean, come on. But they deliver him a great weapon, which is the AK-47, hopefully with a lot more ammunition or in a bit of demonstration. Old Lord Trost there just used up all of his ammo. Now I'm guessing that's not the great weapon. That is a great weapon, but probably not the great weapon. So still have a couple of things to figure out here, but a lot more clues into the prophecy. Another thing going on this week is, of course, Dirk having a bit of a mopey mope moment. Just not really happy. Things aren't happening the way that he had wanted to. And was really kind of curious. The way he was avoiding the man in the tree and his 2 broken fingers, which Fair didn't really go a lot further on. There's definitely something that seems to be connected when Fair's thinking about something and means something. But I was thinking, the way that he was avoiding it all, I really had the feeling that he had some connection with the family, with the husband and wife. Ends up, of course, being is that no. He's just, life isn't the grand adventure he thought it was going to be. His fantasies of getting out of Blackwing, being rescued by Farrah and Todd there, and coming back and starting up the detective agency and just getting right into things, the thing would be calmer. Things would be easier, not the craziness, not the unexpected, not the difficulty that, of course, life really is. And I thought that it was dealt out nice. And I loved a lot of the dynamic between Dirk and Todd to this. I mean, not only kind of sorting things out, but their kind of connection. You know, all of last season, it was really a tough work to try and get them together. And even when we opened up here, it was, Todd wanted Dirk back, and then the minute they ran into each other, realized how annoying that he is. But that doesn't change, really, their connection. I thought that was sort of a great moment there. Even when Hobbs is kind of asking him what their connection, Todd's straight answer there is, well, he's my friend. We help each other. That was a singular qualifier, and that is such a cool evolution for characters. I mean, that's sort of the great thing. Everybody's accepting who they are and what their place is in the world, that everything is connected, and thus they are connected. Also, Todd, nice knockout on Bob there, man. Really stepping it up. Brass knuckles were great. I love that again goes back to Hobbs here, is you didn't even search us. Where did they come from? You didn't search us. They've just been in Todd's pocket this whole time, which is awesome. Also, speaking of Hobbs, not wanting to go around and arrest people, that was just, again, the difference here that we got, especially with Farrah, who's so much into the law enforcement and doing things the right way, and the fact that Hobbs is just, they're sleeping in the cells. They're coming out, they can use all the clothes, they can get in the old classic cop uniforms, and of course, vintage rock outfits, which Dirk was doing quite nicely there. Anyway, it was just, all of those character moments were really so excellently done in this. But with Dirk, it was nice to give him a little sub-mini arc through all of this. And especially having those doubts in the beginning of the episode and kind of working through it and talking with Todd about it. And then at the very end, when Panto Trost shows up, the last line is, I know who the man is, Dirk gently. Plus, Bart always constantly asking everyone if they know Ken. Even better. And speaking of Ken, God, I hope Hugo lets him out of the car. Hugo is so clueless. The fact that he's going to Ken and he's asking for help. And it took me a moment to remember, oh yeah, that's right, Ken is the sort of electronics, sort of the computer wizard. That's how we met him at the very beginning when Bart first chased him down the causeway trying to kill him. Though I have to say, 5.25-inch floppy disks, those are way older than 2000, folks. Those are ancient. I don't even know if the magnetics work anymore. He's going to put it in the machine, and the first attempt to read it's just going to shred all the little magnesite particles on top of it and erase everything. That would be appropriate. But I am hoping at the very least that this does get Ken out of the car, and he's going to get some interesting insights into Project Blackwing and all of their individual projects. Interesting to note, speaking of projects, that Incubus originally just had 3 people, and then they added the 4th. How did they add them? Just someone else who came by? Are energy vampires just a general thing, and this is just a small collection? Anyway, a lot of interesting questions in with that. But of course, that connects up with Vogel and Amanda's fun little adventure. That Vogel does not want to be Amanda's boyfriend, or even thought or considered that. Yes, asking his son, Vogel's not that smart. But his reaction, I thought, was just hilarious. I don't want to be that. But they do get to Bergsberg. Nice moment. I loved Amanda going through the bag and finding Todd's stuff and realizing where she is and whose room that is. That's awesome. Because again, it's just bringing everyone together. Well, I mean, it was going to bring everyone together until Priest shows up with his serious little group of men. He's got his own little security wing. Definitely a lot more effective than Hugo's people for the tell of it. Thankfully, also Suzie, who runs the whose husband runs the hotel now, and the Cassinis, or the Carnitas, who are dead, used to be their place. So there's no one to watch and notice that this giant caravan of military vehicles have camped out in front of the hotel. Hobbs and Tina are busy. Anyway, it was a fun little bit. I love the back and forth. I love Vogel's fight. That was awesome. Very cool. Very nicely done. We got to see a lot of big moves. Really love that. I loved Amanda throwing a brick or whatever it is at Priest's head, just hitting him and knocking his butt down. That was awesome. And then, of course, just her constant curiosity of why is it there. She knows that everything is connected in her own way. And with that belief, that ends up getting them transported to, I believe, Wendemore at the end. Again, it's that water thing. And that means that Mona, or the Forest Witch, or someone is really connected. Priest, on the other hand, can definitely tell why he is somebody that they don't call in unless it's really important, because he doesn't listen to orders well. He's more than happy to kill, and I love the whole thing. Well, you're there and I'm here, we'll just have to see what happens. Because how are you going to stop him if you're not there? Even if you are there, how are you going to stop him? And Hugo can't stop anything. Alright, just a couple of small things. Bart. Loved Bart showing up. Loved surprising everyone. Loved Dirk knocking himself out after seeing Bart. I laughed out loud. That was just awesome. Also love the fact ideas that while everybody is gone and Hobbs realizes we got to get back to the police station because Tina and Farrah are gone and they left Bart all by herself. When they get back in, Bart's still in her jail cell, but apparently she's cleaned up, changed, and gotten the bell and then went back in. I mean, maybe they cleaned her up beforehand, but I don't think so. The fact that she's just back in there playing with the bell, totally cleaned up. It's just, she's trying. She's telling everybody, she's only killed some people. She's trying not to kill everybody. But everybody she kills is bad and kind of needs to do it. So, you know, I mean, I'm with Bart. I like the fact that she's trying to change. And, of course, looking for Ken. Just awesome. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers everything. Just a lot happening, as always, and so many great moments. It's certainly hard to peg out any one of them, but the story moves forward. We're getting a few more ideas, and everybody is getting closer together because everything is connected. Just cannot wait for more of Dirk Gently. So if you did enjoy this review, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, and comments, throw those down in the section below. Now you can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. I did just come back from LA Comic-Con earlier today, so I am trying to upload photos, but I've been nonstop since this morning. So probably by the time it's up, you should be able to check my Instagram feed, and there should be some awesome costumes from Los Angeles Comic-Con. Stanley's Kamikaze was a blast. Took the kids, they had a ball. Anyway, so subscribe. Yes, that's the next thing I'm supposed to ask. If you are not a subscriber, please do so. It's quick, it's easy. You just simply click this link right here, and I'll throw up a couple of things. One, our latest review here, and two, my Diet Mountain Dew yo-yo commercial. I am one of the bank robbers in the beginning. I get taken out by a yo-yo. Go ahead and check it out. Anyway, that's it. I'm D, and I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.